Alright, welcome back to Dynasty Warriors 4 Expert Mode, everybody. Today we're doing a mission that I have absolutely no recollection of whatsoever. We've officially played as everybody twice except Zhuo. We're going to keep it that way. Oh no, Sima Yi's kind of fun. I'm tempted to just play as him again. Let's do it. Let's get in there. I forgot to change bodyguards. Who needs them? Who needs them?
Zhuo, what do you hope to accomplish at this late we are few as well. We cannot allow our enemies to start. Obliterate for the main
Okay. I have absolutely no recollection of this one at all, seriously. But it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to figure out what you're supposed to do either, so. Oh shit.
They are strong. Enemy officer defeated.
I don't know if I didn't beat them in time, or if they just spawn in anyway, or. I don't know.
They are strong.
I'm gonna try beating the other dude in the corner. Seeing where it goes from there. My dude's morale seems pretty good, but we are getting beasted anyway. It's not good. You know what's interesting about stages like these is you couldn't unlock them in free mode until you came across them in the story mode somewhere. You know, and if you never unlocked them, you just never played them. Which, of course, now when the Extreme Legends came out, if you did the load original to unlock Musu mode and free mode, you could just play every mission then. And that's when I played this for the first time. And I played Dynasty Warriors 4 for a long time before I knew Extreme Legends was even a thing. I was in a used bookstore one day, and they had like a small collection of games. This is about 10. And they had a used copy of Dynasty Warriors 4. Actually, no, that was Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires. Which, of course, there was no internet access or anything like that at my house at that time. So I knew nothing about the game. I had no friends that liked these games. I'd bring, schoolmates home, and they could give, no shits or whatever about it, For me, this was something only I was interested in. And so when I found out about these games, it was the hard way. I remember one year for Christmas, Dad got me, well, Mom and Dad, but I think it was Dad's idea. They got me a Game Informer subscription, which is GameStop's magazine. And they had, usually, if I recall correctly, which I may not. This was a long time ago. I was a little kid. But if I recall correctly, it was a large part of the magazine was just upcoming games and information about them. And sometimes they'd have, like, you know, an interview with a developer or something in there. And that was when I first saw Dynasty Warriors 6. I was like, oh my god, they actually announced these things in advance. My brother, he's quite a bit older than I am. So when I was in grade school, he's already graduated high school and was working. But one year, it wasn't my birthday or nothing, but he knew how much I loved Dynasty Warriors 4 and how I just played it and played it and played it. And one day, and he had just, you know, now that he was working, had a little bit of money, he just got me Dynasty Warriors 5 when it came out. He didn't get it for him and let me play it. He got me Dynasty Warriors 5 because he knew how much I loved the series and wanted me to have the new one. And it blew my mind because I didn't know there was ever even going to be a Dynasty Warriors 5. As far as I knew, you know, 4 was where it ended. And of course, here we are all these years later, and they're still making new ones. It's kind of ironic how that worked out, but I remember. I'll never forget that. I don't know when I would have played Dynasty Warriors 5 if he hadn't gotten it for me, because I didn't even know it was out. It could have been months later, could have been years later. I'm sure I would have played it eventually, but I played the shit out of some Dynasty Warriors 5 now, too. I'd say my only issue with Dynasty Warriors 5, actually, now I think about it, is one of my main issues I have with Dynasty Warriors 9 is it's so hyper realistic. You can jump off of a mountain and survive, but the story is all historical based, or as historical as we can get it. And there's no having fun with it. There's no Dong Zhuo coming back 20 years later and invading Ji province, right? It's Jianwei dies at one castle. It's, you know, Cao Long dies at one castle. Actually, that seems to be a recurrent theme. But, you know, it's all that. There's no play in it at all. It's just the same thing. And when you know the history so well, like I do, and you've played the shit out of these games like I have, when they take liberties with the story and just make fun levels and, you know, have fun twist, that is the stuff that gets really over with me. Dynasty Warriors 5 was not hyper realistic, but it's quite a bit more faithful to the romance than the older games were. You know, Dynasty Warriors 3 was probably the ultimate example of them just doing shit that they thought was cool, you know. And they had some realistic stuff mixed in, you know, or I keep saying realistic, that's not the word I'm looking for, but historical stuff, you know, or faithful to the novel, put it that way. You know, I remember, and I didn't even know this happened, but in Dynasty Warriors 3 on Hefei, they got a cutscene where if you play, well, actually, it doesn't work that way exactly, but Tai Chi dies in a cutscene. You know, Hefei due to an ambush from Zhang Liao. Zhang Liao hides on some buildings and snipes him, you know, and just like Sonny in The Godfather, he gets lit up and, you know, he don't make it. You know, drops dead. Guan Yu. comes across Yun Liang, right? Doesn't fight him, he just kills him in a cutscene. Same with Hua Zhang, actually. Uh, Dynasty Warriors 3 was a really fun game. I mean fun to play, but also just fun spirited. You know?
Don't get all cocky now.
Oh, did he just get all his health back? Can't really turn, but
We must all follow your example. Enemy officer defeated.
how does that keep working?
My paradise. My ambition.
Good night, night. Wow. That one was kind of hard. Truth be told, that one was kind of hard. With that, every single way mission in the game has been completed. So, next time, I think what I'm going to do is... gosh, I don't know. I was pretty sure I was going to do Shu, but now I'm not so sure. Now I'm not so sure. What I'm going to do, I have made my mind up on these just because they have so many missions that are all the same. I am going to do the unique missions for all of them. I don't know, I may just do them all the way through. You tell me how you feel about that. If you want me to do them all the way through. There'll be some carryover. But, like, I don't know how interesting I can make, like, Yuan Shao's story, for example, where you have two playable characters. Lu Bu, those three are pretty fun. You can dance between them. Dong Zhuo gets just the two. Yellow Turbans, I really, for the sake of the lore, I know that sounds stupid, but for the sake of the lore, I don't want to play as anybody other than Zhang Zhao. They put the other Zhangs in there, I guess, because they're like, oh, well, this guy's by himself, but I don't want to do that. If I play the Yellow Turban campaign, it'll be Zhang Zhao all the way through. So, that's where we're standing with that, and after all of the Musu modes are done, I am going to do the Legend mode for everybody. Which I don't know how many characters there are, but there's at least 40, I guess. Something like that. And that's what we'll do. Thank you for watching, everybody. Next time, I guess we'll get started with... we'll do Wu. I've made my mind up. We'll do the Wu story. Goodbye for now, everybody. Have a good day.